The gods will pay for this. Just please ignore that, okay? Look, my brother's on the PlayStation, so I couldn't do like a big old intro for like Ghost of Sparta. But I wanted to talk about this game because I beat Ghost of Sparta. How did I discover this game as well? Let me get into that. I discovered this game like way back when I got into God of War. Obviously, I knew about God of War for a long time, but just never played it. Like I mentioned multiple times in my God of War videos, and if that nigga doesn't stop, just kidding. But as I was saying, I know those games existed, but I never really gave them a play until obviously pretty recently. As you guys know, by if you guys watched my God of War 1, God of War 2, God of War 3, God of War Chains of Olympus, you guys know Chains of Olympus is the game that brought me back into the series. So, when playing this game after God of War 3, was it any good? What? My message failed? When? But anyways, so as I was saying, sorry, my Discord notification for the stream just failed, so I don't know what the hell.
That's been happening to me a lot.
But anyways, as I was saying about God of War, Ghost of Sparta, wow. Like, even after I played what everyone considers the best God of War game, including myself, because God of War 3 is a fucking masterpiece to the heavens, to all God of War games. It is heaven. It is the God of War game everyone should pick up and play. But my point is, was this game like anything like it? Could it stand up to it? Could it change my opinion on, like, is God of War 3 the best one or whatever? Is it going to change that opinion? My honest answer is, bro, God of War Ghost of Sparta feels like I'm playing God of War on the console, even though I'm not even playing it on the console, bro. That's how good of a PSP game God of War Ghost of Sparta is. I'm telling you, the weapons, bro. Obviously, you know, you got the Blades of Athena, which are easily some of the best blades in the God of War series, Blades of Athena. You got that shit. You got Thera's Bane, which enhances those blades. Oh my god, beautiful stuff, by the way. Beautiful stuff. And sure, we weren't slaying as many gods as obviously God of War 3 or maybe arguably God of War 1, but I would argue Ghost of Sparta is still one of the better God of War games. It's obviously leagues better than God of War Ascension. I mean, who wants to play that shit? You know what I'm saying? In comparison, God of War Ascension, let's take a quick dip. God of War Ascension is way down here, and God of War, even just God of War 1 is way up there in comparison to Ascension. Ascension was disgusting. Don't ever look at that one. But anyways, let me talk more about like my experience with Ghost of Sparta, right? I remember when I opened the game up. By the way, what's good, my favorite YouTuber? How you doing? But anyways, so, hey Louis, can you share my stream? Apparently, my message on my stuff failed. So, can you do that? I don't know if your Discord's updated. I think my Discord's not updated. That's why it failed my message. But can you share that? Thank you. But anyways, as I was saying, I remember when I opened this game, and this is after God of War 3, when I finished the best God of War game ever made. I know, I played the God of War games, the OG, the Greek Saga God of War games out of order. Because obviously I had no access to God of War 1, and I really wanted to play God of War, but like Zaya Records, you know, never had it, and obviously I didn't have money at the time when I wanted to play, you know, the other ones, so I had to play them all kind of out of order. But anyways, so I was kind of upset. Thank you. I was kind of upset playing this game, or not this game, but I was kind of upset because I was like, damn, God of War 3 is the last in the trilogy. I'm done. But then I'm like, wait a minute, Ghost of Sparta exists. So when I opened that up, I was so happy to slay as the God Slayer once again, even if it was technically earlier in the God of War story, because God of War Ghost of Sparta takes place like literally in between God of War 1 and God of War 2. It's the middleman between those. So you would play God of War 1, God of War Ghost of Sparta, then God of War 2. And then after God of War 2, I think you would play God of War Chains of Olympus, and then after Chains of Olympus, it would be God of War, or maybe it goes like this. It goes God of War 1, God of War, Ghost of Sparta, Gods of War, Chains of Olympus, then God of War 2, because as you guys know, when you play Ghost of Sparta, you'll see at the end credits, you'll see God of War 2 Kratos. So no, it's gotta be Ghost of Sparta, then God of War 2 Kratos. And then once you do God of War, I think it's after 2, then you play Chains of Olympus. But either way, right? My point still stands. This game was fucking awesome. I loved this game. Probably, arguably, I think I love this game. I think a little bit more than God of War 1 and 2, to be honest. I think I genuinely like this game more than 1 or 2. Mainly because it didn't feel like samey like God of War 1 and 2 did, kind of. I mean, sure, all God of War 1, 2, Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, Ascension, they all have the same gameplay, which is why I'm not really going over gameplay, because it's the same hack and slash gameplay, but with different weapons and, different puzzles and stuff and new types of platforming. That's the difference between each of the games. But my point is, right, about that, I actually genuinely enjoyed the story of this one more, because it's all about Kratos going to the underworld where death lives and saving his brother Deimos. And you guys know me when it comes to family, like family or brothership or whatever, right? I love brotherly dynamics in video games. I love them to a T. You can thank the fucking Mario Brothers back there for that one. For making the bros dynamic in video games hit that much harder, bro. And let me tell you, like, I remember when playing this game, obviously it did feel like the other God of War games, because that's how it is, that's how it plays. Like I said millions of times in this video, I'm gonna keep repeating myself. Another thing that I really liked about the game is throughout the game, we're getting history and background way back when Kratos was a kid. Because other God of War games never really dived deep into Kratos' stories as a kid. All of them always talked about Kratos and what he's currently doing or what Ares did to him. About him ruining his life and ruining his family, which makes sense that God of War 1, God of War 2, God of War 3, and all those other games would talk way more about that. I love how God of War Ghost of Sparta, actually, we go back to Deimos and Kratos as little kids, bro, sparring, because they're both Spartan warriors. And I love moments like that, because it gives me more of an idea of who Kratos was even before, he became the God of War, which is awesome. I love that about the game. And then also Kratos fighting his younger self, I thought that was cool too. And then you getting to play young Kratos and versing Deimos as a little kid, that was also great. I'm gonna be honest, this game just blew my mind out of the water. This game felt like I was playing it on my PS3, even though I was playing it on a little, not PSP, but I was emulating it on my tablet, and it still felt like I was playing it on the PS3, because as you guys know, I have the God of War HD collection, and obviously I got God of War 3 on the PS4, or PS5, I mean, and it felt like I was playing it on console. It felt like a goddamn console game, with how good the gameplay is, how good the world is, how good the bosses were. The bosses in this game this time around, they were actually more stretched out than I have seen in the God of War game. Which, like, some bosses were, like, pretty damn good. They were epic. They were crazy. They were dynamic. You know what I mean? They were all over the place, right? But then there were some, like King Matus and whatnot, which was just a dude that can touch anything and it turns to gold and whatnot, which wasn't really much of a boss fight. It was kind of just him begging for his life and Kratos not to murk him, because because once Kratos murked Ares, everyone fucking heard about it, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh fuck, that's Kratos, the Ghost of Sparta. Oh no, I don't want the legendary fade. Forget that. But anyways, back to what I was saying about the game, right? Other than everything I have mentioned, right, about Kratos and everything that he did, I felt like the game as I was playing it was just becoming more and more fun as the more weapons I collected. 22. Anyways, um, like, because I remember, like, some of the weapons I collected was, Thera's Bane, which Thera's Bane, oh, I love Thera's Bane. Thera's Bane is easily better. I would argue Athena's Bane is better than Hercules' Gauntlets, in my opinion. Because Athena's Bane, if you want to know, is, and I know that is a wild thing to say in the God of War community, but I feel like, in my opinion, because the Hercules guns, if you remember from God of War 3, like when you punch them, it's so satisfying, it's so good, but it's also so satisfying using the Blades of Athena, which is pretty much like the Blades of Chaos or the Blades of Exile or whatever weapon you want to name it, right? It pretty much has the speed and the power of that, but also has the ability to break shields that can't be broken otherwise. I love that shit. Athena's Bane, or not Athena's Bane, it's Thera's Bane, is such a good ability in this game. I love that ability. I also love everything else Kratos has, like the Spartan arms. Oh my god, the Spartan arms, dude, where Kratos has the shield and the Spartan spear, and he gets to throw the spear, kind of like the Drake, the spear he gets in Ragnarok, whatever, the one where he goes invisible. He has an infinite amount of spear shit, and he can throw it. Pretty much the same thing and like that, but way less, right? It only does like 1, 2, 3 things. But anyways, the Spartan arm is such a good and cool weapon. I love that weapon when playing through the game. Another one was that weird energy thing that kind of goes like Kronos's, not Kronos's rage, but kind of like the little thunderball from God of War 2, if you remember, that would stun enemies. Pretty much what that does, but it's like in one small ball that just kind of like collides through enemies. I love that weapon. I can't remember a lot of the other weapons, since like when I play God of War, I'm playing to slash motherfuckers up and solve puzzles and play game. I'm not really focused on the weapons too much. Unless they like really, really impress me, they'll stick into my mind. But anyways, like the weapons this time around, again, were also really good to use. Love them. Platforming and puzzles. Yeah, like for the most part, I want to say this. None of them pissed me off, or none of them actually had me in a bind for a long period of time. That's surprising, considering when I play God of War, there is always one type of puzzle I'm stuck on for more than 5 minutes. There's always that one puzzle. For some fucking reason, there's always that one puzzle I'm stuck on. I'm stuck on over and over and over and over and over again. I'm stuck on it. And I can never seem to really like pass it. Or it takes me a long time to pass it, right? But in this game, Ghost of Sparta, there was not a single puzzle that I can remember at the top of my head that made me scratch my head and kind of hate the whole thing, kind of hate the whole game for a long period of time. I don't know if it's because my brain is more used to God of War puzzle type stuff or whatever, but I really enjoyed the puzzles in God of War Ghost of Sparta, even if there wasn't that many of them. I loved it. I loved my brain during this time because it actually wanted to work. It actually wanted me to actually succeed in these puzzles. It felt great. It felt exhilarating. It felt exciting just to get these puzzles done. You know what I mean? It felt great. It felt great to get those puzzles done. But anyways, other than the puzzles and stuff, like the bosses, right, were so good. I know I mentioned that already, but obviously the best boss in the game is Thanatos, without a doubt. Thanatos is easily the best boss in the game. And also the cutscenes with Kratos, bro. Like, you can see Kratos in this game, like, going through the motions, like the gods playing tricks on him. Like Athena's always trying to constantly tell Kratos to turn back. Don't do this. Your brother is a lost cause. Don't go after him. And it's like, dude, the gods have fucked with this man enough, man. And then don't even get me started where Kratos, in the same game, bro, had to murk his own mom, bro. Had to kill his own mom. Crazy, bro. And not only that, but Deimos getting captured as a young boy because the gods have prophesized that a marked-faced warrior was going to be the entirety of the downfall of Olympus and the gods and stuff, right? and they got the wrong brother that was gonna do that to them. And I'm not gonna lie, seeing Deimos getting kidnapped like that kind of fucked with me a little bit, and I can understand why Kratos so pissed. And also as well, keep this in mind, Kratos went many eons without even knowing his brother was getting tortured. That's what's fucked up. And then when he finally found out in this game that his brother's actually getting tortured in the realm of death, this is what I love about Kratos. This man decided to go all the way, destroying everything in his path, just to have another moment with Deimos, his brother, his little brother, by the way, because Deimos is obviously the little brother, Kratos' older brother. So, y'all know, like, older brother got to protect little bro, or some cases it's vice versa, you know what I mean? Or in other cases, it doesn't matter who's older and younger, they got you. But my point is, right, is that's what I love so much about this game is the weapons, the music, especially the music. God of War, Ghost of Sparta. God of War games, especially Greek and even Norse sagas music, are always fucking good. Always good. Love the music for all the games. But I loved how Kratos was going length to length, going through these crazy things just to see Deimos. Man, and when I tell y'all, bro, like, just to kind of skip and to make this video kind of short, because I know it's nighttime right now and a lot of people are sleeping, and I know a lot of you are probably wondering what the fuck are you even doing making this video, but I couldn't wait. I want to make other stuff tomorrow about God of War as well. I want to like wake up and do a whole God of War ass tier list because I love the game so much, and I can remember all the games, and I want to do games tier list, weapons tier list, all that stuff. I want to have all that fun with God of War, so that's why I'm getting this review / my experience with, you know, God of War Ghost of Sparta out there. But easily the best part of this game, I want to just talk about it, Thanatos, without a doubt. As soon as you start the fight with Thanatos, even before then, you fight Deimos, which Deimos' boss fight was actually pretty interesting because, you know, it's Deimos kind of having a mental freak out about how Kratos didn't save him or Kratos didn't protect him. He failed and he's suffering because of you and whatnot. And I was feeling so guilty because I know what that shit's like a little bit. And it's like, I kind of felt Kratos on that, you know, when Deimos was talking about, dude, I'm suffering because of you. And it's like, damn, dude, you know, I know I've been through a fair share of that, or a little bit's been through a fair share of that because of me and vice versa or whatever. So it's like, I felt that moment. And Deimos is just beating the shit out of Kratos, bro, after the cutscene plays. You know, just getting all of his anger and his wrath out on him, dude. I was like, God damn, with that giant-ass fist gauntlet thing, whatever the fuck he had, dude. Deimos was fucking strong for a regular-ass human, dude. I was like, God damn, and keep in mind, this is Kratos before he even became a god as well. And he's surviving falls hundreds upon hundreds of feet. Well, Kratos actually has had god power, so I guess there's still god energy radiating within him in all the games. Whatever, but anyways, my point is Kratos and Deimos' fight was crazy. Them falling down and shit and whatnot. And then after Kratos gets his ass beat by Deimos, accepting the ass beating, not really punching him back, because I felt like, I think Kratos in his own mind said, you know what, I kind of deserve this ass beating from Deimos. This isn't an ass beating him trying to kill me. This is him, you know, getting his fucking anger and whatnot out on me and whatever, right? But the fight with Thanatos was so fucking badass, bro. I loved it when Kratos and Deimos, the brothers of Kratos, man, joining together, just fucking fighting. You know, and then, like, during the fight with Thanatos, because Thanatos was like, all right, y'all niggas about to be done, you know. And by the way, before that fight happens, you know, Thanatos takes Deimos and flies down, Superman style down there, and Kratos has to run after him and shit, and then the fight starts. And then, or before the fight starts, you know, I think Deimos also grabbed the Spartan arms, so he's fighting with the Spartan arms, while Kratos is fighting with the blades of Athena. And what is it? Bro, they were fighting. They were tag teaming Thanatos, bro. Thanatos was so powerful, it took Kratos, post God of War 1 Kratos, with his brother as backup, to get the job done, bro. And I'm telling you, Thanatos was so cool watching the fight. Like I was hitting him as Kratos, and Deimos was using the spear and shit to kind of throw because that's the only thing he has other than going up and hitting him. And then sometimes Thanatos will get a hold of Deimos and he's yelling Kratos, and you have the circle command coming up, and you go in and go, bruh, bruh. And then Deimos, as Kratos yelling his brother's name, and Deimos like, I got you, nigga, and throws a spear, and then Thanatos like, oh no, and comes this giant freaking monster thing, which was also badass, right? And we're fighting the badass monster thing, right? And one moment I really loved in between that fight was Deimos was actually about to get fucked up, and Kratos saw this, and he pushed that nigga out of the way to get grabbed and got slammed across the thing and slammed down on the ground. I'm sorry, it was so fucking cool just watching the brothers fight. But then sadly, the worst shit happens is Deimos got caught in an attack he couldn't escape, slammed up against the wall, and killed by the sheer impact of Thanatos' giant hand attack. And because of that, Kratos had this rage moment, dude. I think he crazy rage. He got so mad his Blades of Athena completely fucking changed. And let me tell you, it was one of the most badass things I've seen in God of War in a while. Other than the stuff from God of War 3, which can never be fucking taught, by the way. But my point is, right, it was really cool playing all out rage Kratos. This is like rage amped. This is Deimos raged amped Kratos right now versus Thanatos. And Kratos was able to beat him single-handedly with that rage boost, bro. And then at the end of the game, one of the saddest moments in all of God of War, in my opinion, top 5, easily top 5 saddest moments of God of War, is Kratos picking up his own brother Deimos, going to the place of solitude in the realm of the dead. And the man that digs graves was there, and Kratos put him down there in the thing, walked away and said, "You're free, Deimos. You're free, brother." And actually, one of the last things Deimos ever said to Kratos, and one of the hardest hitting lines too, was, "A Spartan never falls on his back. Right, brother?" That was a whole thing, but that was before he died. But when he died and Kratos said all those things, dude, I felt like what humanity and Kratos had left. Right? I felt like that shit just slipped away. And seeing that moment, Kratos walking away, Athena trying to tell this man, right, Kratos, you have finally done it. You now understand what it is. And now what it is to lose something, mortal in the mortal realm. Now you can become a god. And Kratos is like, what the fuck, bitch? Do you not understand what I just went through? Fuck this god shit, man. But the gods will pay for this. And Kratos walks into the portal, and then we get a long-ass credit scene, but also showing, Kratos in the God of War 2 stance, in the chair with all that beautiful, or well, not beautiful, but that cool-ass battle armor he was wearing before the events of God of War 2, and it plays in that. And then that was the entire game. Just sum that shit up in 20 minutes. And let me tell you, I love this fucking game. I wish it was the same with the Norse Saga, bro. But dude, in my honest opinion, Ghost of Sparta, because I honestly thought Ghost of Sparta was just going to be an okay game. A game that was, only pretty good. Kind of like Chains of Olympus. Because Chains of Olympus was also really good. But, I also loved this game, but like I love this game 10 times more, I think, than Chains of Olympus. I think it might be one of my favorite God of War games just to play, dude, because all the abilities, the moves, the weapons, the puzzles, the bosses, even though there wasn't too many bosses that were like really, really feel like bosses. All this stuff felt so good and so great in this game, man. I just wish, the Greek saga didn't come to an end. And somebody in my chat named Reverse saying, I'll beat you up for having stuff that I like in my room. Go fuck yourself, mate. What are you talking about? You just live in your own little boomer world where all you think about is, yeah, men do this, men do that. Bro, whatever your mindset is, completely different than mine, buddy. But anyways, I'm out of here, guys. That's it for this one. A small stream about Ghost of Sparta. I just really wanted to talk about this game because this game is awesome. I recommend everybody play this. I don't care. Buy a copy on eBay, Amazon, or whatever for the PSP and buy a PSP for yourself to play this bitch or emulate it. I definitely recommend emulating it. Why? Because emulating is a lot fucking easier and a lot less expensive at the end of the day. But I'm telling you, God of War Ghost of Sparta is a fantastic God of War game. Do not let this one slide. Do not say, oh, it's the mid one, or oh, it's this one. That's Ascension, bro. That's Ascension, that's the mid one, / the one that's nowhere near as good, okay? Play Ghost of Sparta. Phenomenal video game with emotional scenes and moments with Kratos and Deimos. Thanatos easily being one of the coldest God of War bosses, one of the coolest final bosses in the series. I'm sorry, but you guys are missing out if you haven't played Ghost of Sparta. Play it. You would very much appreciate it. But anyways, again, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Man, now the Greek saga for me is really fucking over. I have no more God of War games left. I'm not playing the new ones because I don't like the gameplay, but the stories are cool. Man, that's what happens whenever you try to play, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I don't know. That's my brother for you guys. Kamehameha with that.